Coco Gauff vs Aryna Sabalenka's WTA Finals clash draws stunning reaction from U.S. legend Coco Gauff, and Aryna Sabalenka's thrilling WTA Finals showdown sparked a powerful reaction from U.S. legend, highlighting the growing intensity and brilliance in women's tennis. WTA Finals clash between Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka proved to be one of the most captivating matches of the tournament, and it didn't go unnoticed by one of tennis' greatest icons. American legend Chris Evert, an 18-time Grand Slam champion, was quick to share her admiration for the incredible display of skill and intensity both players brought to the court. Chris Evert praises the rising rivalry in women's tennis. Evert, who has long been a respected voice in the tennis world, offered glowing praise for both Gauff and Sabalenka following their high-octane duel. The Hall of Famer took to social media platform X, formerly Twitter, to express her thoughts after watching Sabalenka overcome the young American star in straight sets. Watched the Sabalenka at Coco Gauff match yesterday. Really enjoyed it. High level, great shot making and defense from both. Women's tennis just keeps getting better. #admiration #W to finals, Evert wrote. Evert's reaction reflects what many tennis enthusiasts have been witnessing over the past year: a new wave of rivalries redefining the landscape of women's tennis. The encounter between Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka showcased not only their immense athleticism but also the growing depth and competitiveness within the WTA circuit. Aryna Sabalenka triumphs after a fierce first-set battle. Despite a valiant effort from Gauff, Aryna Sabalenka managed to seize control of the match after a challenging opening set. The Belarusian, who currently holds the world #1 ranking, found herself trailing 4-1 in games and later 4-2 in the tiebreak. However, in trademark fashion, Sabalenka mounted an impressive comeback to claim the first set, shifting the momentum firmly in her favor. Once she secured that crucial opening frame, Sabalenka's dominance became evident. Her aggressive baseline play and relentless power proved too much for Gauff, who had been in superb form leading into the finals. The match ultimately ended in straight sets, but it was far from one-sided. Both players exhibited exceptional shot-making and defensive prowess that kept fans and analysts on edge. For Evert, who experienced one of tennis' most legendary rivalries with Martina Navratilova, the dynamic between Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka symbolizes the sport's exciting evolution. Both players, still early in their careers, are carving out a modern rivalry that combines power, passion, and precision. Under the bright lights of the WTA Finals, two of tennis's fiercest competitors, Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka, collided in a match that left fans, analysts, and legends of the game in awe. It wasn't just a battle of power and precision. It was a showcase of mental grit, rising stardom, and championship hunger. But what turned heads most wasn't only the tennis. It was the reaction it drew from one of America's most respected voices in the sport. When a U.S. tennis legend speaks, the tennis world listens. And after this electrifying encounter, their words echoed across social media, sports channels, and locker rooms alike. A clash beyond the scoreboard. Coco Gauff entered the match with her trademark calm and confidence. Still just 21, she's already a U.S. Open champion and one of the brightest young stars in tennis. Facing her, Aryna Sabalenka, the fierce Belarusian with thunder in her serve and fire in her eyes, stood ready to defend her status as one of the most dominant players on tour. From the first point, the energy was electric. Gauff's speed and defensive brilliance clashed with Sabalenka's raw aggression. Each rally felt like a story, Gauff chasing down impossible shots, Sabalenka roaring after a forehand winner that painted the baseline. The crowd could feel it. This was more than just another match. It was a statement. The turning point. In the second set, with Sabalenka up a break, Gauff found herself at a crossroads. Her serve faltered, and her usually calm demeanor began to show cracks. Sabalenka, sensing weakness, pounced, unleashing a barrage of powerful returns that seemed to defy physics. But then came that signature Coco resilience. Down 2-5, she clawed her way back with stunning defense and fearless play. The rally at 4-5, lasting 29 shots, sent the crowd into a frenzy. Gauff spun, sprinted, and stretched until finally forcing Sabalenka into an error. The arena erupted. Even Sabalenka, usually unflappable, gave a knowing smile. She knew she was witnessing a competitor who refused to quit. The reaction that shook the tennis world. Moments after the final ball was struck, and Sabalenka sealed the victory, one of America's most legendary figures in tennis, Billie Jean King, took to social media to weigh in. Her words were simple but powerful. This is what women's tennis is all about. Coco's heart, Sabalenka's power, the courage from both. The future of the sport is in incredible hands. In a few lines, King summed up what millions had just witnessed. The battle wasn't about who won, it was about what the match represented. Two athletes at the peak of their evolution, pushing each other to new limits. Other legends joined in. Chris Evert praised Gauff's composure under pressure, tweeting, "She's learning the art of problem-solving at the highest level." Meanwhile, Martina Navratilova marveled at Sabalenka's determination. "Aryna is showing us the mental strength that separates good from great." Suddenly, the match had transcended sport. It became symbolic of the new generation rising, backed by the wisdom of the old guard. Gauff's emotional reflection. After the match, Gauff faced the media with a mix of exhaustion and grace. "It hurts to lose," she admitted, "but I'm proud of how I fought. Every time I step on court against Aryna, I learn something new about myself." Her maturity shone through. She didn't make excuses or dwell on missed chances. Instead, she focused on growth, exactly what legends like King have long admired in her. Social media lit up with messages of support. Fans applauded her humility and drive, calling her a future all-time great in progress. Even Sabalenka herself shared a moment of respect, saying, "Coco makes me better. Every time we play it's a war, but a good one." The legend's legacy meets the future. Billie Jean King's reaction was more than just praise, it was a bridge between eras. She has long championed equality, resilience, and the power of sport to inspire. Seeing two players like Gauff and Sabalenka embody those values must have felt like a validation of everything she's fought for. Her tweet wasn't merely about tennis, it was a celebration of how far the women's game has come, and where it's headed next. Players like Gauff, Sabalenka, and others like Iga Swiatek and Jessica Pegula are carrying that torch forward, mixing athletic brilliance with emotional authenticity. For Gauff in particular, this moment mattered. She's grown up in an era where young athletes face immense pressure. Every loss dissected, every move magnified. Yet she continues to handle it with poise and perspective. King's public nod of respect was a reminder, she's doing more than playing tennis, she's building a legacy. A rivalry that defines an era. If Serena and Venus Williams once defined the golden age of American tennis dominance, then Gauff and Sabalenka are shaping the new global era. One built on intensity, diversity, and heart.